Good morning and welcome back to the Rec Room. I'm your boy Tony the Brick Whisperer, and I just want to wish everybody out there a very happy Mother's Day. I hope you all get the day off. I hope everybody had a fantastic May 4th, Star Wars Day. Let me tell you, over at Bricks and Minifigs Avondale, it was a crazy day, but oh, was it so much fun. So let's dive right into the usual disclaimer. Lego has not given me anything. Bricks and Minifigs Avondale hasn't given me anything. The only thing that was given were the instructions to me that Mrs. Brick Whisperer had said, here, I got some more botanical sets I would like for you to make. So, hey, why not the better time to make them than now for Mother's Day? Saves me a little money because that means I don't have to buy dying flowers from the store. I can live with that. So we are going to dive right in and get this thing rolling with our very first set. Boom! Set number 30408, the Tulips from the Friends line. So this set was originally released on the 1st of January of 2019, and it retired on the 31st of December of the same year with a recommended retail price of, looks like, as a matter of fact, it's valued about $5, give or take, because I believe that this was a GWP, a gift with purchase, once upon a time. So, very quick build. I mean, this thing only has 90 parts. That's it. So it's going to be a quick build. So what do you say we dive right in? Here we go. All right, as you can see, fresh out the poly bag. You know, for 6 years old, the fact that Mrs. Brick Whisperer was still able to find it brand new, outstanding. So this is going to be a quick little build. It looks like it'll probably just have the build on here for all of 90 seconds, give or take. But this actually took me about 5 minutes to build. And I don't know, what do y'all think? I think that the time lapse that I am doing with my editing software is a lot smoother than the time lapse with my camera. So I'm gonna stick with this for the time being. The thing I like about this one is it comes with a little vase. You know, less things that I have to go out and look for. So I think one of the things that made Mrs. Brick Whisperer pick this set up, you'll have to forgive me because as you just heard my phone go off, I forgot to mute it. So let's get that taken care of right now. So one of the things that I think that Mrs. Brick Whisperer picked this up for was because of the tiny little bee that comes with it. Because if I had to guess, Mrs. Brick Whisperer would do that whole little cute sneezy deal. It's cute because look at that little bee just landing right there on the tulip. So not a bad little set. Quick, easy, painless. So not a bad little build. I imagine that Mrs. Brick Whisperer is going to, add this with the rest of her tiny little flower sets, which is just fine by me. They're making their way throughout the bedroom, throughout her office. It's only a matter of time before stuff starts to come out into, say, the living room and such. So it's going to happen. I'm predicting it now. All right, so the next set that we are going to dive into is, boom. Let me see if I can't get this to where that ring light's not casting a huge glare on the box. All right, we're looking at set number 40762, the Mixed Flower Pot. Not a bad little set, I gotta say. And I do like the little base that it comes with. So this set is not going to have a very long running time. So it is still currently available. It was released on the 12th of March of 2025. That's what, last month or 2 months ago, give or take. But it is retiring at the end of July 31st of this year. So if you do not have this, it is already set to retire. So let's just toss that out the way. And this, it looks like this was also a gift with purchase. And if I am not mistaken, this gift with purchase was because Mrs. Brick Whisper had found other botanical sets that she really liked and saw that that was there and boom, jumped right on it. In fact, I remember her messaging me, telling me just how excited she was for this gift with purchase. So, hey, I laugh quite often about how quickly Mrs. Brick Whisper turned around, because for years she would always joke with me talking about I have too many Lego sets. Don't I have enough? You don't need this one. You have enough. And then she found one. Ooh, I really like this, so I got it for her. And then it started to evolve. And then one day I got a random text message that said, "So I need to discuss with you the wanted list that that I've created." The what? What have you done to me? And so it started into a thing. It's real comical, and now she's starting to build up her collection. And one of these days, I'm gonna have to acquire, or start coming up and counting the sets that she has, albeit nowhere near my numbers. But she's just starting. I couldn't be more proud. So, what do you say we dive in and get the mixed flower pot built? Here we go. All right, fresh out the box. Let's get this thing going. So the mixed flower pot, when I saw it, I thought, okay, this is going to be a cute little build for Mrs. Brick Whisperer. Now, let me see if I can name these flowers that this set comes with, or what they're trying to portray. I'm hoping. So right now, as I am speaking, I'm also thumbing through the instruction book, because most of the time that's where they hide them. That's where they hide this plant type, that plant type. And so far, I am not seeing anything. I think that might be a part of the charm of it being a gift with purchase. So, let's try this another way. So not a bad build. Very colorful, that is for sure. And I think one of the biggest things that drew her eye to it, obviously, it was that huge pink flower there at the, on the front of the box that you see there. I believe that's the last part of the overall build. But pink, which is Kaylee's favorite color. You got the purple there, which is her favorite color, and then you've got the butterfly, the little butterfly elements that they use for one of the plants. So I think that she's just gonna be overall giddy with it. Now, as I'm looking, I am not seeing anything that says what the flower types are, so please, by all means, if anybody sees if anybody knows what types of flowers these are, please let me know. It would be nice to be able to let her know. So here go those little butterfly elements. onto the big pink flower. Now, one of the things that I really liked about the botanical series, oh, there I go dropping parts. In fact, that part that fell, that one was comical because I thought that it shot all the way onto the bins that are underneath the desktop there, and for somehow it ended up behind me. But one of the things I liked about how they designed these some of these sets is just how organic it looks and kind of how it spirals. All right, so let's get this wrapped up. Get this attached. Get the extra parts moved. And here we are. So as I'm watching this on the turntable with the lighting that I've used, I think it really makes those colors pop. Excellent look. And I love the fact that, I don't know, y'all tell me, what do y'all think of the lighting? Doesn't look like too many things are just glaring with light reflection, so, I'm loving that. But this is a very nice little set, so I hope that she enjoys it, and I can't wait to see where she puts it. So the mixed flower pot, a fun little build, not bad for first timers too. So let me tell you, between the mixed flower pot as well as this upcoming build that I'm getting ready to do, the repetition is not that bad, not very difficult to follow along with the instructions. All in all, excellent builds for first timers that see those Lego Botanicals. It doesn't overwhelm, in my opinion. So with all that, let's dive into our next botanical. Boom. Here we go with the Petite Sunny Bouquet, set number 10347. Another excellent build. Now this set, relatively brand new. At the time of this recording, it has been out for all of 1 week. So we'll toss that. It's been out for a week. It was released on the 1st of May of 2025 with no anticipated, or no announced, I should say, retirement date. So, it goes when it goes. It's fine. With a recommended retail price of only $30. Not a bad little set. Aside from the fact that it doesn't come with a vase, hey, too easy. You either build one or you buy one. It is what it is. As you know, Mrs. Brick Whisper, she has her own little vases filled with those little gems, the black and the purple. She loves them. Let's rock with it. So with all that, here we go. All right, let's crack this box open. Let's get it taken care of. So, something about these brand new sets, they're just a lot of fun. Now, one of the reasons why I sort everything is because every now and then, there have been instances where parts end up missing, like something didn't come with the set, which does happen. But this one was comical because, as you see, that part there is hiding there behind the vase. I cannot see it. So as I am putting together this belly button flower, you see me right there. I'm looking for it. Can't find it. So I go and find a substitute until I'm able to get a new one. And then you'll see Mrs. Brick Whisper's hand pop into frame here in just a moment, as she points it out to me. I can't believe that happened, but that's okay. So right now, as I put together this little belly button, let me point out that little duck that you see there on my desk. That was given to me by one of my customers, my friend Mr. Lewis. He came into the store and he was very excited that I was there, handing me this duck. And so I laughed and I said it's going to be in my videos. So I think I'm going to turn this, this little duck, I think I'm going to move him throughout the frame here on out, kind of turn it into kind of a Where's Waldo type thing. Have a little fun with it. All right, so a Cleopatra fern was just completed, and now I am getting ready to knock out a yellow yarrow. Let's face it, I am not by any means a botanist. If I am mispronouncing the names of these things, forgive me. Like I said, not a botanist. I just build them. And I'm pretty good with these Lego botanicals. I cannot keep real plants alive, period. So this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm going to stick with. So here I am knocking out a peony or a peony or whatever it is. I just see it as, oh, I take that back. Let me back it up. Rewind. That would be daisies. Those would be daisies. And now we're starting to build that aforementioned flower name that I am having difficulty with, but that's okay. So Mrs. Brick Whisperer, I'll let her be the florist. I do not arrange flowers at all. Every now and then I'll surprise her with a bouquet from the store, and I will come home, I'll get the stems cut, I'll put them in a vase with water, and I'll put them there. And the majority of the time, she looks at me, she kind of smiles, and she kind of starts to chuckle, because she knows I am not a florist. She knows I don't know how to arrange these things. And I would have to say that's probably 90% of the time. And she'll just rearrange it how she sees fit. Every other time since, past that, if I buy her flowers, I just leave them in the cellophane bag and leave it on the counter. I just let her deal with it. Let her arrange it how she sees fit. And that is pretty much what I'm going to do with this particular bouquet. I will let her arrange how she sees fit, place where she sees fit, and I am just going to continue to do what I do, and that's get things built for her. Alright, so another Cleopatra fern to get knocked out. Another batch of the yellow yarrow. I do not know why they put two builds of Billy Buttons, 2 builds of bluebells, 2 builds of Cleopatra ferns, and 2 builds of yellow yarrows. Why they chose to split them up the way that they did. Y'all have seen my videos. Sometimes I'm into speed, and I just get them knocked out. Maybe it's Lego's intent on slowing everybody down. So this particular build took me approximately 30 minutes. Here I am building the tulips. The quick builds can be fun, not very time consuming. I'm still able to get up and go take care of things around the house if I need to. So here comes the Gerbera daisy. Gerbera. The Gerbera. I don't know. The pink daisy. There we go. Alright, so we're going to get this put in. And we're going to call it a day. So let's put it up on the turntable. Let it do its 360. Usually I have it kind of going back and forth. Nope, this time we're going to have it do a 360. As you can see, those are my floral arrangement skills. Severely lacking, in my opinion. So, I'm well aware that Mrs. Brick Whisperer's gonna change it how she sees fit. Heck, she might. I'm hoping she puts them in another vase, but not my call. Not my rodeo. I'm just a clown. So another botanical knocked out for Mrs. Brick Whisperer. And it's almost as if this video is quickly becoming the video of GWPs because, hey, here comes another one. Set number 40683, the flower trellis display. Fun little build. Do not ask me what flowers these are because I could not find anything that said what they are. I just know that they are Lego brick built flowers. Okay, so we are going to get this going. This, like I said, was a GWP gift with purchase that was released on the 1st of April of 2024, and it retired at the end of the year, 31st of December. Not a bad set. This one actually I enjoyed quite a bit. I thought that there were some fun building techniques that were done with this particular thing, and you also have options with this. So we're going to dive into this one so I can show y'all what I mean. Here we go. All right, let's bust this box open. Let's get all this situated. So what I have figured out with my time lapse with this editing software, yes, it is a lot smoother than, say, the time lapse from my camera. But I think what I need to do is I need to set myself a piece count baseline of, if it's over this, we're using the time lapse on my camera because I have been having buffering issues. So I might still be having them. So if you hear the clicking of my mouse, it's because I'm having buffering issues as we're doing this. All right, so here we go. We're getting the potted area for this flower trellis built. Very well done design. I like how they really made this look like a woven basket. So well done, Lego Group. As well as, you know, and you will see momentarily, the building up part of the trellis. Now, the reason why I like this particular build is because Mrs. Brick Whisperer wants to put some trellises in the backyard. As I have stated in previous videos, we are having our backyard done. Pool's been dug and getting completed. We're also having some landscaping done. And Mrs. Brick Whisperer wants to put some of these trellises in the back. This way she can plant some stuff, and I'm going to let her do her thing. She's the one that likes the plants. She's the gardening type. So I am not going to stop her by any means. So with this, hey, here you go, babe. You got a trellis. So I love the fact that with this trellis build, you've got those tiles with the pins, the 2x2 tiles with the pins on them. For the vines of the build of the plants. I thought that was a genius idea. And I also really like the organic look of how the vines go. Very well done. Very well put together. Again, do not ask me what types of plant these are. I have no idea. I just build. That's what I do. Now, this build, all in all, took me approximately 40 minutes. Now, with this little time lapse that is presently running, you're probably getting it, you're not getting 40 minutes. I don't even think you're getting 20 minutes. You might be getting anywhere between 15 to 18 minutes. No, that's not right. You're getting approximately 14 minutes, give or take. So not nearly as time consuming as the actual build as if it were done in real time. If I were to do these in real time, be some pretty long videos. All right, so here we are supporting, building, strengthening the back of the build. Now, like I was saying earlier, you have your options with this. You can have it standing like it is presently on my desk, Or if you see that white piece there in the back, that is so that you can hang it, which gives Mrs. Brick Whisperer that option to hang this set on her wall in her office, which also at that point, it frees up shelf space. All right, so now we are building more of the little pink flowers. Now, I have absolutely no idea how sensitive this microphone is, but you might be hearing, the heavy equipment beeping from the folks that are working in the backyard right now. So, if that comes over on the microphone and into the audio, my apologies. There's only so much I can do in terms of taking care of some of that background noise. It is hard enough keeping the volume of discussions down that's happening in the background. I started this video off and everybody was asleep. Now that everybody's awake, it seems like they want to be quiet everywhere else around the house except around my rec room. All right, and here we are on the turntable. And I'm really digging how I'm doing this new lighting now. In my opinion, it looks a whole lot better. And you're not getting nearly as much reflective glare from those lights. But here it is. I mean, this build, I had a lot of fun with it. So the flower trellis, let me tell you, fun build. I like I said, I enjoyed it. The way they connected the vines to the trellis, the fact that you have your options of either standing it up or hanging it up, I thought was very well put together. Well done, Lego team. Well done. So that's it. That's all we've got for today. So, as usual, hit that like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Share this with anybody you know that loves Lego. Go give your mom a great big hug. Tell her how much you love her. Do your very best to make sure that mom gets the day off today. Because I know that even though it's Mother's Day, there's many moms out there that are still going to be doing things simply because that's what moms do. That's what moms do. So happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Brick Whisperer. And with all that being said, for everybody that's been around for a while, let me hear you loud and proud. We will see you when we see you. Y'all have yourselves a great Mother's Day. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.